I just watched the new Evil Dead movie and I was surprised. Before we start this video, I wanna tell you guys who have not seen Evil Dead Rise yet that I will be spoiling the movie for you, and you should really go and watch it. But if you don't care about spoilers or have already watched it, then enjoy the video. The movie takes place in a high-rise apartment in Los Angeles, but I think it's filmed in Auckland, New Zealand, but it's supposed to take place in LA, but I think it's very expensive to film there. It's a family, it's about a family, and the mother gets possessed, and her sister's also there, and shit starts going down. The mother starts going crazy. She eventually gets locked out of the house, and she does her best to get in, and then she starts biting the neighbors and turn them into deadites, but that's not revealed until later in the movies. In a movie. I'm not gonna go that much in depth into the plot and stuff, but I will explain a bit what's going on in the movie. So this is family, and the mother gets possessed, and then some of the kids starts getting possessed, and eventually it's just the mother's sister and the youngest child who's left, and their goal is just to survive the night. And eventually they get to the parking garage, where it is this thingy, this shred thingy, where they eventually put the big monster of the neighbors and the mother together. It's a weird stuff going on in that movie, I know, but yeah, they kind of get into one big monster, and then it gets shredded down in that machine by the sister Beth and the little kid. So they were pretty dead after that, the monster, I mean. I really love this movie. I'm not a big fan of modern horror movies and stuff. I like more the classic ones, so I did not know how I was gonna feel about this movie before I watched it, but I watched it because I loved Evil Dead, and then I was surprised of how good it was, and I really liked that movie, surprisingly. This is my opinion, and you guys don't have to share the opinion, but I will say my opinion. Let's go over the pros and cons of the movie. This is both a pro and a con, I'd say. That there's no Ash Williams, and not quite a replacing character for him. You know, there is Beth in it when she gets her chainsaw and she starts shredding the thingy up, but other than that, there's no really replacement for Ash Williams. There's no one-liner saying badass with a chainsaw hand, and that's both a pro and a con. It's a pro that it's a very big pro that they decided to take the movie to another direction, and not just the same old goofy Evil Dead movies. So that's a pretty big con. I mean a pretty big pro. And the con is that we all love the old Ash Williams and, you know, the kind of goofy Evil Dead movies, or at least I do. But yeah, that's both a pro and a con. But if I only could choose one, I'd say it's more of a pro than a con, actually, because these are the new generation of Evil Dead movies, and the new Evil Dead movies does not have Ash Williams. Another pro is that they were able to get the setting out of a cabin in the woods and into like a city. I know the TV series Ash vs Evil Dead it's not just in the forest, that TV series like in Elk Grove and some different locations, but this is like in the middle of a city. It's some apartment buildings and a parking garage and stuff. So this they really made a good movie that's not a cabin in the woods movie, but still bears the Evil Dead title. And talk about the Evil Dead title. If somebody would have showed me this movie and I didn't know it was Evil Dead, I would never have guessed the title. I would never think that was an Evil Dead movie. I'm not saying it's bad, because it's very good. Even though it's not a classic Evil Dead movie, It's very good, but it's kind of more like a modern horror movie than a classic Evil Dead movie, in my opinion. But those movies like that is really scary, it's really good, it's really gory, and there's no problem with it not being a classic Evil Dead movie. But if you're coming in to see a classic Evil Dead movie, maybe you should choose something like the first or second movie, or maybe the 2013 remake, and not this if you want to see the classic Cabin in the Wood Evil Dead. But if you're a big fan of Evil Dead, I think you're gonna enjoy that movie. And not just if you're a big fan of Evil Dead, if you like, kind of whatever paranormal, modern horror movies, you're probably gonna really enjoy that one too. Another and the last pro of this movie I'm gonna cover in this video, because it's so many pros in a movie that I can't even cover them all. It's a really good movie, but its length and its running time, it's very straightforward. You never get bored in it, you never want to skip forwards, you always continue watching, which is a very good thing. Because I usually get bored with modern horror movies, because it's just like a ghost and oh there's a jump scare and oh the character died, I don't care. Like that's kind of the most modern horror movies in my opinion. But this movie, it's really good. You care when they get possessed and die, like you feel for them. And that's a really good thing. And also that you don't get bored whilst watching it, that's a really good thing. These guys who made a movie, they really know how to make a good movie that has the Evil Dead title, but it's not inside of a cabin in the wood. So that's like they really made it with a movie, and making me like a modern horror movie, that's near possible, like almost 0%. But they really made it. They really made me like that movie, which yeah, I'm probably gonna check out the next movie if they make another Evil Dead movie, which I really hope they do. And the point of I hope to make a new Evil Dead movie, let's talk about if they make a sequel, what could it be about? Personally, I don't know, but I do want them to include Beth again, and maybe you guys who doesn't want spoilers for already left, but the baby she was carrying, it should probably be somewhere in the future where the kid she was guarding, the mother's kid, that the mother was very possessed, her kid, and the new mother's kid, Beth's kid, should be grown up. Maybe not so grown up that they're both 30 years old and Beth is like 60, but I mean the kid from the last movie should at least be like maybe in her late teens or 20 or something like that. And then they should really be having them kicking the evil's asses, like for real. Maybe like a chainsaw duo or trio or whatever, just kicking the evil's asses, just slicing a lot of deadites up when they're maybe in a cabin, or I'm not sure, I'm not the movie director, but it would really be fun to see them being like some sort of cabin in wood place again. But this time it's like for real, like almost dead is everywhere, and then they're gonna try to escape the cabin and there's dead is everywhere and you need to slice them up with a chainsaw. Well, that's at least some ideas I would have for a sequel, but what would you guys wanna see in a sequel? Comment that below, because I see we're starting to hit the 10-minute mark, and I don't want to make a too long video. So yeah, I guess this was it. Hope you enjoyed my Evil Dead Rise rant. I absolutely love the movie, and I really hope they will make a sequel, just continue making those kind of Evil Dead movies, because now when they really got me engaged with that movie, I really hope they will keep it up. and don't just make a great Evil Dead movie and then just make shitty sequels, but I know they won't. I know they'll make another good one, and when that one releases, I'll make sure to watch it and probably review it too. Leave a like, subscribe, and if you like the video and like the new Evil Dead movie, then please comment about it and comment what you think about it and what you wish they would maybe change about it, or what you liked about it, or maybe what they should make in a sequel. Well, yeah, this was it. Hope you enjoyed for the last time, and goodbye.